Stop me if you've heard this one before, but the 49ers officially have a quarterback issue. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Sammy J Reacts. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers future plans at the quarterback position and who's going to be playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers in 2023 and beyond, as well as all of the available options there are out there and what I think they'll eventually end up doing. But before we get into the video, I do want to ask, if you like the video, like the video. If you feel my vibe, I hope you subscribe so we can continue talking about what we love to watch, and that means 49er football, baby. So a lot is up in the air with who's going to be the 49ers starting quarterback in 2023 because of the injuries at quarterback. If you didn't know, Brock Purdy suffered a complete tear of his UCL, which is a ligament in his throwing elbow. And we've gotten very contrasting reports about what the recovery and timeline is for that. He's still getting second opinions as I make this video now. But the most definitive thing I can say about his recovery timeline is that at the earliest, he'll be back in 6 to 9 months, which will hopefully have him back on track to return during training camp, because I do think the 49ers want Brock Purdy to be their starting quarterback in 2023. I mean, those last 8 games were insane, you know what I mean? I think the locker room loves and trusts this kid, and I think there's going to be a lot of people mad in the locker room if Brock Purdy isn't the starting quarterback. But like I said, a lot of that hinges on how he recovers from this injury. Like, this is a serious injury, man. He could require Tommy John, which, as you know, used to be a career ender. Luckily now it's not. But the recovery timeline of a full, complete repair Tommy John surgery is a year. So hopefully it's the former and he's back in 6 to 9 months. You just never know with injuries, man. Like, 49er fans, we should all know. Marcus Lattimore never came back. Jalen Hurd was never the same, etc., etc. We can go on and so forth. Now, obviously you have a big-ass elephant in the room, and that's Trey Lance, the quarterback that you traded up 2 first-round picks and some other middle-round picks for. Trey Lance is recovering from 2 surgeries on his broken ankle. He's in a walking boot right now, and he himself said he thinks he'll be 100% ready to go for OTAs, training camp, and everything. But like I said, 2 surgeries on an ankle, like, you just don't know how that's going to recover, how he's going to come back as a player with that. So there's just a lot of uncertainty with the quarterbacks that are on this roster. Oh, and by the way, Jimmy Garoppolo ain't coming back. He ain't walking back through that door like last year. Obviously the circumstances are different. They tried to trade him last year and he was still under contract. But this year, he's going to be a free agent. He's going to be commanding at least $10 to $20 million a year from a desperate team that's looking for a veteran quarterback. And Kyle Shanahan, in his most recent press conference, has already said that Jimmy Garoppolo, he envisions no scenario that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be on this team in the future. One of the most obvious names we heard out there was Tom Brady. I mean, we already know the story with that. This is his hometown team. It would be a storybook ending if he comes over here for a year and tries to win a Super Bowl. But he announced his retirement, and he's officially out as far as we know. But who knows? Tom Brady's a competitive guy, so maybe he's just trying to beat the most retired and comebacks that Brett Favre started back in the day. I mean, last year he retired and came back, so never say never with that. But as of this moment, that's not an option. There was also fans saying that, hey, maybe we should trade for Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's also a hometown kid. He loved the 49ers growing up. It makes sense. But with that, you would have to trade a lot for Aaron Rodgers, and the 49ers are not in a position to trade anything for Aaron Rodgers, and you would have to pay him. Don't forget, you're going to have to pay the defensive player of the year and Nick Bosa this year, and he's not going to be, giving you a hometown discount. We already saw how much his brother makes, so he's going to be wanting a pretty penny. So what do the 49ers do at quarterback in 2023? Well, it just depends. I think what they're going to do is stick with the 2 guys they have on the roster, Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, and just hope that they're able to recover fully from their injuries. And there you go. You have 2 potentially starting quarterbacks on your roster. Now, something that I think they'll definitely need to do is sign a 3rd veteran quarterback. I saw that Matt Ryan was released, so don't rule him out. Depending on how much money he wants, he'd be a great backup. But I think they'll obviously sign some type of 3rd option, veteran option that could be the 2nd quarterback if one of these guys isn't back in time, or just do what they did last year and draft a kid coming out of the draft that they just really like, and who knows, maybe that kid will end up being good, like Brock Purdy, the last pick in the drafts in the 7th round, pick 262. I mean, who knows? I doubt they find another good player like Brock Purdy, but hey, if you like a kid, take a shot at him. It's cheap. You're going to be able to pay people around you. Having a cheap quarterback on your roster is such a privilege, and that's why I think they're probably just going to stick with the 2 guys that they have on this roster. And I think the most likely scenario is draft one. Maybe not even sign a veteran quarterback. But one thing that I know for certain, and something that I've been preaching, sure, a lot of people say, hey, this is Brock Purdy's job to lose. He should be the starting quarterback going into next year. But I say, hey, let him and Trey Lance duke it out to see who could be the starting quarterback, because you traded up all that draft capital for Trey Lance. Sure, Brock Purdy showed up, the team loves him, but you can't give up on Trey Lance. You have to let them have a fair competition. And usually, you know how the politics in the NFL work, you're always going to give the benefit of the doubt to the higher drafted player, and that is obviously Trey Lance in this scenario. And there's still so much tools with Trey Lance that we just haven't really seen, and he just really hasn't even gotten the chance. The one chance he's gotten as the true starting quarterback was in a freaking monsoon in Chicago. This kid hasn't even begun to scratch the surface of his potential. I mean, we all know how talented Trey Lance was coming out of the draft. He has a rocket for an arm. He can run around a little bit. There's still a lot of talent there. So if I was the GM, the coach of the 49ers, I'm saying, hey, I'm dropping like the Joker in the Dark Knight. I'm breaking the pool table. I'm dropping it in the middle, and I'm saying we're having tryouts. Whoever comes out as the victor is going to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers in 2023. But those are just my feelings on the 49ers quarterback position prior to the draft, prior to free agency. A lot could change between now and then, so I'm excited to keep talking about this. But yeah, that's just going to be my thoughts from it for now. I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Drop a comment. Who do you think is going to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers? Who do you think should be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers? Or just type a bang bang Niner gang down there for me, because I love y'all. But that's going to do it for me, man. So don't forget, if you like the video, man. And if you felt my vibe, I hope you subscribe. But without further ado, man, I'm going to leave y'all with a bang bang Niner gang. Yay! Peace, love, and positivity, everybody. Peace.
Oh.